Welcome, everyone, to the All About Nothing podcast, kind of daily show. I am Barrett Gruber, host of the All About Nothing podcast with Zach King. Find me across all of social media at Barrett Gruber. With me is the host of the podcast Black, White, and Blue in the South with Dr. Jamil Brooks. It's Bill Kimler. You can follow him across all of social media at Political Bill SC. If you want to participate in the show, you can chat with us on YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook. Find links at the top of our webpage, theallaboutnothing.com. Please follow and subscribe wherever you are hearing us. Let's get started. Bill, how was your weekend?
Oh, it was very nice. Very, very nice.
Well, that's good. Yeah. Did you do anything special or just...
Well, we had off today. The company I work for recognizes MLK Day as a day of action. And so my day promptly started with a work conference call on my day off at 3:30 in the morning. So I'm a little tired, maybe a little punchy.
Yeah,
but I work with a bunch of people from Israel, and that's like middle of their day, and that's when they had free time, so I had to join them.
Yeah, my company also here in the States recognizes Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and so I did have the day off. I did get notifications and messages from my co-workers in India and such that were working. Not understanding what it was that we were off for, but at least acknowledging that we were off. It's kind of like, and I'll just say it. Do
you understand half the holidays they take off? I don't.
See, that's exactly what I was gonna say. Half the number of holidays that my coworkers can take off during the year is like 26 or 27. And I understand some of the big ones, like, well, I'm not going to name them and disrespect them, but there are a number of them. I don't know what a lot of them stand for, and I I
know holy. That's about it. Where they throw the colored dust at each other. That's always a lot of fun. That's a fun celebration. But I mean, in the company I work for, we have Israeli contingent, India contingent, U.S. contingent, and I think the sweet spot would be is if I was an Indian Jew living in the United States. I'd be off 75% of the year. It'd be wonderful.
That wouldn't be bad.
Hey, I got to talk a little finances with you. As you know, I am the only nothinger out there. I do the paid Patreon.
There's at least two more. Yeah.
Okay. But then I noticed my monthly charge skyrocketed to $10,000 a month for a Zach King retirement fund. The hell is that about?
Don't give that one too much attention.
Used to be $1. Now it's 10,000. What happened? And I'm still not getting any exclusive rights to anything that you produce. So
they're all out there for you specifically. Any kind of daily shows.
All the episodes of my feed are just mine.
Yeah, pretty much a lot of them. No, I was just going to say that, no, President Trump did not acknowledge, to my knowledge, he did not acknowledge, because every year on this Monday, what is it, the third Monday of January, where we celebrate the observance of Martin Luther King Jr.'s birth, the president usually releases a proclamation in recognition of Martin Luther King Jr., Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And I don't think this is the first time he's done this. He has.
Does anybody notice anymore, though? I mean, who notices?
Well, I know.
I wasn't paying attention to see if he said something about today. My whole feed was full of Republicans using the same single quote, the content of their character. It's not the color of their skin, but the content of their character. That's the one quote that Republicans and conservatives hang their hat on because they feel like it justifies their anti-DEI, getting rid of African-American history stance.
Yeah.
It's like clockwork. Alan Wilson posted that quote. I predicted it. He posted that quote today. Yeah. They all do.
I'm just dumbfounded. I mean, we've had how long has the MLK observance been a federally recognized holiday that ultimately Donald Trump comes along and just completely kicks out the norm, just defies normality and says,
what would you expect? I mean, you saw his Christmas message, Merry Christmas, except to all of you leftist haters and losers, right?
Right.
Do you want an MLK proclamation like that too? I mean,
right.
I think we're better off without it.
Kinda, because I think even some in the MAGA sphere, they still see they at least acknowledge Martin Luther King Jr. as being a significant figure in the march for civil rights and trying to progress the country, even if they don't like some of it. They at least acknowledge it. But then when Donald Trump doesn't, it kind of gives them an excuse to not as well. But I don't know. I think this was one of the first federal holidays that we've had where there is no free entry into national parks, because I think MLK Jr. Day was one of the ones that the president declared that this would not be a free entry into the park day, any of the parks. So I don't know. I don't know. We continue to backslide further and further into this apocalyptic sort of scenario where it was acknowledged today that protesters in Minneapolis are now beginning to carry firearms in the protests. And
just look how upset they are about people exercising their First Amendment rights. This is everything the lawmakers have been fighting for: open carry, no permits, have as many guns as you want. So now they're using it, and now they're like, this is not good. It's like, well, you can't have it both ways. Can't have it.
I think they can. They want to have their cake and eat it too. Like, ultimately, we are in a scenario where, yes, protesters are beginning to carry firearms on the outside of these protesters in Minneapolis. And my fear is, of course, that it's going to escalate the ICE officers to begin just holding their firearms. And then somebody's going to start pointing. Well, I mean, not that they haven't yet, but just part of
my money's on the
day-to-day
civilians. I think they would probably be better trained at firing and working with their weapons than the ICE officers are.
Did you see the proclamation from Donald Trump on training for ICE officers?
No.
That it was 6 months. Now it is 47 days.
Oh, that I have seen, yes.
Yeah, the 47 days is an acknowledgement of his presidency. The number, he is the 47th president.
Well, I got to say that there was this one journalist who applied to be an ICE officer. Did you see her saga?
I did. Not only did she smoke marijuana and ingest edibles right before her drug test, but she passed. And not only did she pass, but they hired her without her actually accepting the job offer. I don't get it.
It was absolutely insane. They're just taking everybody. That's what it proved. They're taking everybody.
Proven. It's ridiculous.
Which is why I'm thinking, again, I gave you this strategy early on. You get a bunch of good guys signing up to be ICE officers. Let's get a whole bunch of leftists joining.
Yeah.
And then just dilute that force.
But aren't the good guys out there already with jobs and stuff? Like, how do we do this?
That is a problem.
Like, I don't know anyone that is an ICE officer, but I'm going to generalize and probably profile some of them. I'm guessing they weren't working a 9-to-5, 40-hour a week job before they signed up for ICE. Visits to
the Jan 6ers had to have somewhere to go. I mean, they couldn't get employed elsewhere.
The visits to the methadone clinics probably, as few methadone clinics, I guess, as there are now. The likelihood is they had some time available. Not to insult anybody, but the ICE does tend to scrape the bottom of the barrel when it comes to their representation as well. I'm still just dumbfounded by watching Kristi Noem in front of cameras, whether she goes on Meet the Press or any of the other news circuits. She does not seem to have the ability to answer a question with any sort of intelligence. She's not, she deflects and she obfuscates as much as she possibly can to get away from answering any of these questions. I don't get it. Like, how is that acceptable? And it does seem like some of the journalists do tend to try and hold her in check, but not successfully. If she were to come on the show and not answer questions, I wouldn't just move on to the next question. I think I'd pull the George Stephanopoulos and just say, all right, we're done. Thank you very much for your time.
So on a related
Fake
note
hate.
with Christy Noam, on our last episode that we recorded to be released hopefully Wednesday morning, we
Hopefully.
talked a little bit about Polymarket. Have you had
Okay.
a chance to explore that a bit?
I have not.
So it's a place where you can go and place bets on political stuff and
Yeah.
basically on anything, sports as well, and a whole bunch of other things. But one of the bets was who will be the first of Trump's administration to leave. And there were, a ranking of all the names that you and I have come to know and love. Kristi Noem was number 2. She was ranked second most likely. Who would you put as the first most likely to leave, whether it was voluntarily or booted out, didn't specify how, but who's going to be the first to depart that inner circle?
And we're just talking about the inner circle being like the cabinet.
Mm-hmm.
I would have to say Pete Hegseth would have to be
Nope.
the top. No. Who
But
was at
the
top?
name did start with the P.
Oh, it did. P. Jerome Powell? No, he's not really. That's not a cabinet position.
First name starts with the P.
P. First name starts with a P. I don't know. Which
Pam Bondi
really
was listed as no. She, according to the betting markets now, the people have their money on Pam Bondi. Now, it wasn't a runaway number 1. It was a close to number 2 with Kristi Noem. And that was as of Sunday. Things could have changed today as markets tend to change. But people are putting their money on Pam Bondi to be the first to go because of the way she handled the Epstein files and that whole bumbling of that process.
I assume you know how old Pam Bondi is, right? If you don't,
is she like only in her 30s? I mean, she's a young lady.
She's 60.
No,
Pam
she's
Bondi
not.
60. I swear to you, she is 60 years old.
Very impressive. I would not have guessed that she was 60.
She has what a lot of the internet calls that Mar-a-Lago makeover, which is the same
I would do a quick fact check on that. Do a fact check.
I'll check that. Let's see. How old is Pam Bondi? Pam Bondi is 60 years old, born November 17th, 1965. And just to show you that I'm speaking the truth, and this is exactly what it says. I'll if I can.
I mean, I can't say I've stared at her deeply to look at her face and look for any signs. Just in glancing, scrolling through the pages, she don't look like no 60.
She does not look 60. You're right though. She looks like she's someone that could be in her mid
40s.
30s. Yeah, maybe 40s.
Yeah.
But she has what they call the Mar-a-Lago makeover. Same with.
All right. Well, then how old is Pete Hegseth?
Oh, Pete Hegseth's got to be like 47. Let's see. Pete Hegseth.
See, I would have put him as older than Pam Bondi.
I would have too, except this is going to be another shocker or not. Maybe this is just normal when it comes to, who it is that Donald Trump picks to be in his cabinet. The man is 45 years old.
Good Lord.
45 years old.
Okay. All right. Well, now a hard one. Without looking yet. Kash Patel. Okay. That's the hard one. I can't tell his age. I got to put him as maybe early 40s.
I want to say he's in his mid to upper 30s.
So we're going to do like within the 5-year range. So I'm saying 40 to 45. You're going 35 to 40.
Yeah, I'm not looking at the screen yet. I'm not looking at the screen yet. I'm gonna pull the screen up at the same time as you and I will see it at the exact same time. 45. You were right.
I am. Right. All right.
You're right. All right,
we got to do one more. I got another one.
All right.
Linda McMahon. Without looking that up.
I'm going to say she is 66.
Oh, no. She's at least 104. That's my guess.
Once again, I'm not looking at the answer. I'm going to pull it up.
She is old as dirt.
How old did you say she was?
104.
104. Well, I mean, if we're playing by Price is Right rules, I think I win this one, but let's see.
Oh.
She is 77.
I'm right.
You were
I was I was closer.
What did I say? 66? I think I was closer. 104, 66. Yeah, I don't know. Has a lot been, I mean, I guess, yeah, you can't say that a lot hasn't been damaged under Lyndon McMahon's tenure as the Secretary of Education. I don't know. He filled the cabinet with a bunch of people that he knew would just say yes to him. Uh, preference. I think she's commenting on Pam Bondi, saying that the deal she made with the devil included a youthful spell. So probably, but Linda McMahon clearly has not taken the Mar-a-Lago makeover. Or if she did it decades ago. So this is the result. Yeah, Linda McMahon is closer in age to Pam Bondi than I am to Pam Bondi.
Ooh, burn.
17 years, and it's, that may not be right. 14 years. So I'm closer to Pam Bondi than Linda McMahon. But when you said that, I thought you were going to say Linda McCartney. I was like, that's not fair. She's been dead for a little while. That's not fair. I don't know. Are you going to get out to? I think I saw pictures. There were pictures of the Greenwood ICE protest this weekend. Did I see that right?
There was a Greenwood Enough is Enough protest. Drew about 40 people on a cold Saturday, which is pretty good. There was a MAGA guy that showed up with his video camera that went live, and he was trying to be the older guy too, but he was trying to be the gotcha type of interviewer. And he went live, and he was just spewing hatred. I mean, he was calling Somalis animals. That's not human. Like, he was practically Nazi marching up and down the street.
Is there a
annoying
large Somali population in Greenwood?
No, okay. Zero.
So absolutely no relevance in that situation.
Nope. He was saying that Good deserved it.
No,
got what was coming to her, right? I mean, these are the opinions of the voters, of some of the voters here in Greenwood.
There is a podcast that I listened to, and I mentioned it on the episode with Zach last week, I think. That's called The Necessary Conversation, where this guy named Chad and his sister Holly debate their parents, which are both very,
I've seen that. They do really interesting videos, but the parents are morons.
Yeah.
And there's no debate to be had. They're arguing with potatoes.
Yeah, especially the father.
The father, yes. The mother is like Edith Bunker. She's just kind of nice, and everybody just get along. And but the father's a real tool.
I am constantly amazed at some of the things that the father says on the show, and like, I have attempted to reach out to Chad, the guy that runs that podcast, because I thoroughly want to understand what it is he's trying to do. Like, I know it's get listeners and things like that, but aside from that, the conversations that they have, if I had parents or in-laws or anybody that was that adamant, that could sit there and say that they believed that Renee Good deserved what she had, and anyone else that stands in front of ICE and prevents ICE from doing their jobs also deserves the exact same thing, I don't get it. I do not understand that mentality, and how people can't look at it and recognize that ICE is just Donald Trump's Gestapo. Like, they are they are not deputized. They are not trained in law enforcement tactics. They are just out there terrorizing people. How do you on a podcast where there's potentially thousands and thousands of people listening, because I have to set the bar really low just so that, makes me feel better. But there are thousands of people out there that are listening to this show and hearing someone who is potentially of, an age where education had value, and not recognizing that what is going on is harmful to the what will be the history of this country. Like, what are people going to look back 100 years from now? Well, I guess depending on which direction it goes. But 100 years from now, what are people going to look back and see the Donald Trump second term presidency as? I don't think they can look at
Whatever
it.
you do, you're not going to read it from American history books.
Probably not.
You're going to have to go to Europe and get some of their historians and read what they had to write, because it's going to be whitewashed out of our history.
That is disappointing. And I know you're right. I know, I absolutely know you are correct, is that this is something that will not make the history books 100 years from now, especially if it's PragerU writing them, or whatever.
It will be written about as the glorious age of American exceptionalism. That's what this will be called.
Man, I really hope that's not the case. That would be crazy. Also want to mention that it has been 31 days since the Epstein files were supposed to be released.
Oh, I thought it was 31 days since you lost the bet and have your beard dyed blue. I was way off that guess.
I check Zach every single week and tell him, we are 20 days as of today. I think we're 19 days or 20 days away from the cutoff period where he will not have the ability to do anything to this beard. But ultimately, I'm ready for it to be gone. Like, I'm at the point now where I wake up in the morning and it looks like I have been mauled by a kitten or something like that. Like, it's all over. Like, I don't want.
You look like your head's upside down.
Oh, really?
That's fair. like you got a full head of hair.
Yeah.
On the bottom.
I'll give it. Look, I cannot do
that looks. You look better there. Yeah, I mean, you got a full head of hair. You're gifted with that.
It is. I am so annoyed at my hair. I want to go and get like a haircut. But see, look, even I put on a hat and it's sticking out all over. I'm so I want to go
staying on sports for a second. We'll get to Epstein. Are you watching the bowl game tonight? The national championship?
It's on in the other room. I suspect, I have not seen a single play yet because, of course, it started a little while ago, and we were here. But I suspect that Indiana is going to crush Miami. And if that isn't the case, and I'm wrong about that, then I don't understand anything about statistics.
Didn't we expect Georgia to crush Miami?
Yeah, potentially. Yeah.
So I'm thinking that's been Miami's story throughout this. So I don't know a thing about Indiana either. I mean, so good for them, and I know that
nowhere.
Right. And bless them for that. And I don't really have a dog in this fight. I'm an NFL guy and my team was embarrassed out of the wild cards. So
my team shit the bed on game 4.
See, they were more advanced. They went right for the draft picks right from the start. Good for them.
That's right. Yeah. Well, unfortunately, they screwed themselves up by tying the Panthers and the Bucks in the record. So,
what I can't believe is that Sean McVay with the Bills was let go.
Right.
Did I have that name right? That was Sean McVay as their coach, right? Yeah. Holy cow. You know how many teams would die to have the records that the Bills have maintained for the last 8 years?
If you were going to let anyone go, normally you can say that a team lost because it was a team effort. The team didn't, after yesterday's the Bills game, was it yesterday or was it Saturday? I can't remember.
It was Saturday.
I can't really say that Josh Allen is deserving another MVP. Like, I know that some of the indication was that he was looking at another MVP this year, but after Saturday's game,
no,
he didn't look like him.
But they were in Denver, took them to overtime, lost in a field goal. I mean, it was a hard fought game,
Sure.
but and that was despite Allen's 4 picks, right? He had 4 interceptions.
Right.
And then you let the coach go. It's like,
that's crazy.
It's like, what's the logic there? I thought he was an excellent coach.
Falcons held on to their coach for a year longer than they probably need to. And, and they finally let him go. I think we picked up another coach. Matt Ryan's now the president of the Falcons. And, I don't know, but it's all entertainment, right? Everything between birth and death is entertainment. So, good or bad. Yeah, no,
I'm just looking forward to the ICE raids during the Super Bowl. They threatened massive ICE presence there because Bad Bunny's at the halftime performer, and it's going to be a huge Hispanic contingent there, either performing or watching. And I just like to see them try ICE raids during the Super Bowl. That'll be the entertainment.
I suspect nowadays that the only people that are attending the Super Bowl are people that won tickets or people that have some sort of corporate tie that had their tickets purchased for them.
True.
Because I think I saw like tickets on the 50-yard line or something like $27,000 for a ticket. Like, so 2 tickets is going to cost you.
Yeah, the common person can't go on their own.
No.
I saw a stat today that blew my mind. The average net worth of Americans who are my age, right? The average net worth, this blew my mind. So this is all your assets minus your debts. What are you left over with? At my age of 54, the average net worth is, want to take a guess?
I'm going to say 280,000, 300,000.
Hey, not a bad guess.
Yeah.
1.4 million.
Shut up.
That is the average. That is the average net worth of a person who's 54. Now, they also said that the wealthy in this nation skew that average tremendously. If you look at the median as opposed to the average, now median means half the people above, half below.
Right.
It does drop down to like 250,000 is the median.
So,
but that just tells you how wealthy the ultra wealthy are to be able to pull the average that far from the median to 1.4 million. Fuck, that's just too wealthy.
So I wonder how much of an impact one Elon Musk plays on that.
Right.
Because he's what, 300 and something billion dollars or 400 billion?
I thought he was $500 billion at this point, whatever it is. But yeah, and I would put him around my same age range, right? Between 50 and 60.
Yeah. Yeah. Something like that. 45
and
right. 60.
Fact check. How old's Elon Musk?
I'm going to say Elon Musk.
Over under 50.
I think he's under 50.
I thought he was over 50, but all
right, same thing. Not going to look at it because I want to see. I'm going to say he's under 50. I think that he's under 50 only because even at whatever age he is, he still acts more immature, I think, than someone. All right, so here we go. You said over 50.
Yeah, immaturity has nothing to do with your physical age. Just look at old Trumpy tantrum.
Sure. Just so everybody knows, this episode is not sponsored by Kashi, which is the one of those online betting things. But
right.
Kashi, if you're interested, come along. He is 54. Good job.
Yes. That made up for my Linda McMahon fail. So he's the same age as me, right? 54 was it?
Yeah.
Same age. And so his $500 billion is really yanking that average net worth up well past what the median American has.
Oh shit, I was way off. And I get that this isn't actual value, like liquid money. I was way off, and this is embarrassing. $717.5 billion. He is well on his way to
I just knew that they've always tapped him that he, is close to being the world's first trillionaire.
And
so you're right. What if you took that one Elon Musk out of the equation? Does that 1.4 million average drop down to 400,000? Like, can one person pull that much weight? It could very well be. With $750 billion, that tends to skew the averages a little bit.
I don't have much in the way of debt because house is paid off. I don't have any credit cards. That's just the lifestyle I chose to live from 2009 on.
You're saying you don't have credit cards? You don't have credit card debt?
I have one credit card that does not carry a balance. If I use it, it is extremely rare. I don't even carry it. Because after 2009, I just decided, if I don't have the money for something, outside of the basic needs of, food, shelter,
So everything you do is with the debit card
yeah, yeah, or cash if I have cash on me.
or cash. Now, I mean,
Yeah,
I use my credit card all the time and everywhere. I also pay it
sure,
off every month, so I maintain
right,
a zero balance and I earn, the points and rewards, and I get back. I use Discover. I've been a Discover carrier since college, so I get back maybe $600-700 in gift cards at the end of the year. I cash out of those points,
yeah,
but at the same time, just in terms of what I'm paying extra with these service fees, at restaurants and so on, where they charge you an
yeah, yeah.
extra percentage because you used a card, I'm sure it all cancels out. But I'm wondering if I decided to just stop using my credit card, could I just use my debit card for everything that I would have used a credit card for? Maybe. I guess I would hate to keep typing my PIN number everywhere. That's annoying.
I do that.
Yeah.
I do
But
have to
I
do
mean, but
that.
aside from that minor inconvenience, what's the difference? I
Yeah.
don't know.
Mine wasn't because I thought that there was more of a benefit to me doing it that way. It was mostly because uh I had someone attached to me that ran up a lot of debt before we
Oh,
became disconnected, and that was
okay.
a travesty to clean out and fix.
Yeah.
And I made the decision, like, what do I need credit for if I can just pay it with cash? That
So
was
Trump issues this executive order that says credit card interest rates are going to be capped,
yeah.
right? And
How?
that's like, but
How
this
do you
is
do
also
that?
the same president that took Biden's executive order capping bank overdraft fees. They got rid of that right away.
Right.
So which is it? Are you helping consumers or are you not? What?
Well,
Why
not.
is your thing better and that other thing not? I don't get it.
Well, it's not, because ultimately, if he was really trying to help consumers, what he would do would just would put a moratorium on the fees and interest rates and things like that. Just put a stop to it altogether, which he cannot do. Like, ultimately, Congress can't really do this. If somebody decides to sign up for a credit card, even though it has an interest rate that's going to explode from 7% to 30%, that's on them. They didn't read the details. I do recognize that it is
That's the kind of same
predatory.
logic that's used for student loan debt repayments. Oh, they didn't read the
Exactly.
details. Screw them.
Exactly. But but I also recognize it's still predatory. You can't expect people that don't have the ability to cover what they need now, and expect that they're not going to take some sort of a handout for now, hoping for a better future. It's going to happen. It's how people think. It's instinctual at this point. And the credit card companies and the loan companies have taken advantage of the fact that that people think that this is temporary and they'll climb their way out of it. He doesn't care. Like,
That's exactly what it was for me out of college. I mean, I had the Discover card as a junior or senior in college, and I didn't use it a lot, but car busted and I needed to drop a couple $100 on it here and a couple items like that. I found myself in a position where I was just paying the minimums, right? The
yeah,
whatever I had to pay just that month to get to the next month, still maintaining a balance, still accruing interest, but I was making my minimum monthly. But it at least got me through those first initial years of shit jobs and whatever it is that you're doing right out of college.
yeah,
And now
and
now it's more of a convenience than a necessity.
yeah. And I don't blame anyone that got themselves into that debt. I mean, especially straight out of college, or the crisis that we're all sort of experiencing now, which is the wages are not increasing with the cost of inflation. And I know people are like, "Oh, well, inflation's down." No, inflation isn't down.
No,
It's
inflation's been
down.
fixed. Inflation's
Yeah,
gone. Didn't you get the memo? There's no more inflation.
I
Trump
did in
Trump
fact
fixed it.
see. Yeah, I did in fact see where Trump said that he did fix inflation, but inflation still exists. You can't. Inflation is a historical number. It's not a this second number. Uh, you can't, if you can look at your grocery bill from 2 years ago and recognize that you're paying potentially 35 to 50% more in groceries now than you were, 2 years ago, that's inflation. That's the definition of inflation. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm constantly dumbfounded. I'm wondering what this march into Greenland is going to wind up costing us. I mean, other than respect, but I we have unified. We have unified Europe. That
Hey,
seems to
NATO
be
has never been
beneficial.
stronger. They now all
Yeah.
have a true common enemy.
That they do. And it's the U.S. Unfortunately. Apparently, the narrative now is that we need Greenland for our own security. And I think the point that some people are missing is when he says national security, he isn't talking about the security from terrorism or the security from Russia or China. It is the mineral rights security. It's the security of
I thought we
having
got all the
ability.
mineral rights we needed out of Ukraine. Didn't Trump get
There was a deal on the table.
Zelensky to sign some sort of mineral rights agreement there, and we should be living off of that now?
We were supposed to be giving them weapons in exchange for mineral rights. And I want to say that all fell through because Putin got in Trump's ear and the deal went backwards. So
I thought the deal was actually signed, but you're right. I mean, I don't remember where it went.
I don't.
All
I
right,
don't
research for the next show.
Yeah, I don't think we're actually.
We only
allowed
live
to-
check ages on this show.
That's right. I don't think we're actually allowed to mine during actual live battle. So Exxon and
Cowards.
Yeah, exactly. They're not going to put their equipment at risk. That's just insane. So, well, Bill, I hope if you get out tonight, by the way, there's some Geo 4 serious severe magnetic solar flare that apparently is hitting the Earth today and tomorrow. And the northern lights will be experienced as far south, they said, as South Florida if you look to the north. So
I don't think I've ever seen northern lights with my eyes. Now, I remember last year, maybe it was 2 years ago, I thought there was a storm that we were able to see from down here, and people were posting pictures of purple skies. Do you remember that?
Yeah, that was in May of last year.
And I think nobody could actually see it with their naked eye. It was only visible once you took photographs with your phone.
Right. But ultimately tonight they're saying we should see a red hue in the northern, if you look towards the north. Now, if you're above like the line, Virginia, Kentucky, if you're above that line, you'll actually you should see the ripples. So
I want to see the real northern lights like up north. I wonder how my brain could possibly encapsulate the magnitude of that, the size and the scope of the sky shimmering that way. It's got to be mind-blowing. I mean, I've seen videos, and I can only imagine seeing it in person.
Well, I promise you, when I move to Norway, you are welcome to visit.
Oh, thanks, bud.
And hang out until we see some northern lights.
You're going to join the Norwegian army, protect the great country of Greenland?
Yeah. They're always looking for 46-year-old, 47-year-old fat guys to throw on a uniform.
It's the blue beard that will,
Is that what it is? It's the blue beard. All right.
They'll love you for it.
Well, on that bombshell, we'll wrap it up. Bill is going to sponsor me on my trek to Norway to join the Norwegian army, protect the Dutch and the Greenland.
Go up there and get some Norwegian wood.
That's fair. All right, I'll do it. Don't worry. That's not a bad idea too. All right. It's going to wrap it up for this episode. Big thanks to everybody for watching. Thanks for listening. Don't forget you can follow Bill at PoliticalBillSC and myself at Barrett Gruber. Thanks for liking and hitting that bell. And if you can, give us a 5-star review and leave a comment. Until next time, you all stay safe, be kind, and keep your hands to your